Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It's Thursday morning and yeah, it's a beautiful sunny summer's day here in Northern England, and that would be a lie. Anyway, got two cases today, two trials that were meant to start on October the 2nd. We know one definitely isn't and one is in jeopardy. We'll start with the one in jeopardy, and this is the case of Sarah Boone. Her attorney has moved to withdraw from the case and recommended to Sarah that she defend herself. Remember Sarah Boone? She's the one who allegedly murdered her boyfriend by locking him in a suitcase and leaving him overnight. Do you want a reminder of what she did? This is a bit disturbing.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
Yeah, that's Sarah Boone. You remember her now, yeah? Well, she's on trial for murder. And how many attorneys has she been through? I've lost count at this point. But this is being reported by Court TV. And the attorney representing a Florida woman charged with murdering her boyfriend, whom she had zipped inside a suitcase, has asked to withdraw from her case and recommended that his client represent herself. Dear me, this has been going on since her arrest on February 25th, 2020. And go and watch the body cam and the interrogation. I've got a video featuring both. Go and check it out. If the case wasn't so tragic, it would be hilarious. She just tried to rule the roost, and one can only imagine what a nightmare she is. What a nightmare she is to try to defend. Yeah, the judge knows her well. She sent him numerous letters, and some of those letters have been complaining about her attorney, including Attorney Bankowitz, who is the guy who wants to drop out. So I, as Mr. Bankowitz's client, cannot communicate with him via phone due to him still not activating one of two numbers he has given that do not work, and he keeps giving me different reasons why each time I ask to keep trying. This has been going on for 13 months and counting. But in his motion to withdraw, Bankowitz said that he has been in murder trials for the last 60 days and is currently the attorney representing a defendant charged with capital murder, which absorbs all of his time, including weekends. So the trial is only a few weeks away, October the 2nd. So it's now in jeopardy. If she's got to represent herself, it's not going to happen. Oh my God. Look, guys, it would be an absolute circus. A horror show. It would be a circus. Let's face it. But if she's got to get new attorneys, you know, they've got to learn the case. They've got to read up. Look at Megan Boswell from Sullivan County, Tennessee. Look at what happened when she changed attorneys. Her trial's been put back to 2025. I mean, Lord in heaven. Anyway, the second trial that was meant to start on October 2nd is no longer happening. This is, of course, the trial of Bryan Kohberger, who is accused of the murder, and in my opinion, as guilty as sin, but that's just my opinion. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, of Ethan, Zanet, Kaylee and Maddie in Moscow, Idaho, on November 13th of last year. His trial was set to start on October the 2nd because he wanted a speedy trial. You remember when he was arrested, saying he was looking forward to being exonerated? Yeah, well, that didn't happen, did it? So the other day, there was this day-long hearing all about the DNA and investigative genetic genealogy. Go and check out my live stream on it. Actually did 2 live streams on it. Yeah, so now he wants a delay and he's waiving his rights to a speedy trial. Who saw that coming? You didn't need a crystal ball, did you? It was obvious that trial wasn't going to start on October 2nd. The defence are desperately trying to come up with all sorts of reasons why the grand jury indictment needs to be thrown out because, let's see, one grand juror didn't tick the right box on a form. One of them forgot to sign the form. You know, these devastating things that just break the justice system right down. The judge is yet to decide on investigative genetic genealogy and the admittance of that, but the prosecution don't want to use that at trial. They don't use genetic genealogy at trial. It's just a tip that leads them to the suspect. I've talked about that for hours and hours and hours on end, so we won't revisit that. However, there's something that's very interesting that's come out over the last few hours. A few news sources are reporting on it. This is high school Bryan being banned from cop classes after a number of girls complained about his behaviour. Creeper Kohberger was Creeper Kohberger back in high school. Let's take a listen.
Tanya Carmela Beers spoke about Kohberger's alleged history on the Idaho Massacre podcast, and she recalled one specific incident junior year that required an investigation. Kohberger was part of a vocational law enforcement program in the school district, and several female students reportedly filed complaints about him. According to the former administrator, several interviews were conducted with students and Kohberger regarding the incident. After the investigation, school staff reportedly moved him to a different vocational program. At the end of the school year, Kohberger decided not to return. While the basis of the allegations weren't disclosed, Carmela Beers said on the podcast, quote, "What had him removed from the program, when I look back on it now, makes sense."
Yeah, maybe it does make sense. Do you want to listen? This is Tanya Carmela Beers, who was the high school administrator. They fired him from the classes because his behaviour was so bad that if he had been an actual cop, right, because these classes are training you to be a cop, like giving you a taster, I don't know. If a cop had behaved in that way, they would have been fired. So Kohberger had to quit and join another course, which he didn't like, so he quit. Listen to what Tanya has to say.
There were some circumstances that led us to believe that maybe there were going to be some difficulties in Bryan's life that weren't going to contribute to him having an easy time of it. You know, like just, it wasn't going to be just ending up in the police academy kind of thing for him. It was going to be a little bit more of a challenge for him to get there. So a situation occurred where a complaint was made, and the teacher reported it to me and said, you know, this is not something we can have. An investigation needed to be conducted. Other students were interviewed. Bryan was interviewed.
Creeper Kohberger was Creeper Kohberger back at school. Creeper, cowardly Kohberger. Say that 3 times fast. Creeper, cowardly Kohberger. Creeper, cowardly Kohberger. Creeper, cowardly Kohberger. You see, I could do it. Can you? I can hear it now, you guys who want to defend him because you think he's so good looking and so innocent and what a shame it's been framed. I can hear you all now saying, well, just because he was a creeper in high school and he got fired from cop classes doesn't mean to say that he committed a quadruple murder. No, it doesn't. It's all the other evidence that tells us that, but we're going to have to wait longer than we wanted to hear all of that evidence at trial. But, you know, play for time as much as you want, Bryan. Justice is going to have to wait a little bit longer. I feel sorry for the families, I really do, who were expecting a trial to start on October the 2nd. But what can you do when a murderer, allegedly, is so cowardly that they can't face the inevitable? Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, Bryan. Alright guys, let me know what you think about both of these cases in the comments, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye guys.